Hi everyone, I'm Giles. I'm from Taiwan SPCA. So glad to be here. Today I'm going to talk about working with the government on advancing animal welfare education, the Taiwan example. First, a brief summary of what I will be sharing today. In the past few years, we are able to leverage partnership with local government to promote animal welfare education, target not only at school children, but also teachers and different communities across Taiwan. Which, with limited resource and only one staff for education, we are still able to conduct 195 events, reaching 25,000 attendants in 2022. The main objective of my presentation is to encourage you to promote animal welfare through education and through cooperation with the government, and I'll be sharing some of the challenge and lessons that we learned along the way. Perhaps some of you are not familiar with Taiwan, so excuse me. Perhaps some of you are not familiar with Taiwan, so just a brief introduction. Despite being a small island, we have a population of 24 million. We have our own 22 cities and counties, and each city and counties has their own animal protection authorities. Taiwan SPCA was established in 2009, and we have 4 departments working together. At the Taiwan SPCA, we place great importance on various animal-related issues. However, in terms of education the public, our primary focus now is promoting responsible pet ownership. This is because in Taiwan, many people still lack proper education about caring for animals, leading to a disregard for their need. And many times we see animals in severe situations of neglect. In Taiwan, traditional industries such as agriculture and factories are prevalent in rural areas, and dogs are often used as guard dogs or seen as working animals. Animal welfare is commonly overlooked under these circumstances. Additionally, Taiwan has a significant stray animal populations. Government status in 2022 indicate that there are still approximately 160,000 stray dogs in the country. This is mainly due to a lack of awareness about the importance of spaying, neutering. Unneutered dogs, abandoned animals, and feral dogs continue to reproduce, leading to overpopulations. The high number of roaming dogs also leading to ongoing conflicts between humans and animals. Our responsible pet ownership education primarily focuses on dogs and cats because these are still the most widely kept pet. By increasing awareness of proper care for dogs and cats, we hope to strengthen the public awareness of animal welfare as a whole. Our Animal Protection Act was only enacted in 1998, which means animal welfare issues are still relatively unfamiliar to many people, especially the older generations. Therefore, we believe that more resources should be put into the education and prevention. Education the public about self-assessment before adopting dog or cat and emphasizing the responsible and obligation of pet ownership is essential. Before 2020, for our student event, we mainly promote through our website and social media, and also conduct cold call to schools. At the time, most applications from the school and teachers in the capital city of Taipei, and we held on average 20 to 30 lectures annually. Starting in 2021, we changed our strategy and being actively reaching out to local government to assist us in promoting animal welfare education. This is after realization a top-down approach may work better in getting signed up for our classes. From the cruelty report that we received, there is a noticeable urban-rural area. From the cruelty report that we received, there is a noticeable urban-rural gap in the level of animal welfare awareness and in how animals are reared. The overall condition of animals kept in agriculture cities and counties tend to be poor, and local government funding and human resources are often lacking. Therefore, we decide to focus our effort on non-metropolitan of Taiwan. From 2021 to 2023, we focus on 5 counties. They face similar issues, such as cases of high improper rearing, conflict between human and free-roaming dogs, and most importantly, Miaoli is the primary habit of leopard cat, which is an endangered species in Taiwan. Cooperating with the government is not a simple task. Before entertaining discussion, we must do thorough research to understand which local agency is responsible for animal-related matters and whether they have organized animal welfare lecture in the past. We need to assess the effectiveness of this entity and the content covered in previous lecture. The more we know about the local situation, the more effective our communication will be. Second, we usually contact local authority in September and October of each year, which is annually when budget from the following year are discussed. Therefore, it's a good time to negotiate and request the allocation of funds or resource for education event. Third, when reaching out, it is essential to see things from their perspective. Understanding the government's past effort and challenge is crucial. Showing them often, they may think that schools are not interested because few schools apply in the past. When reaching out, it's essential to see things from their perspective. Sorry. However, we would share with them our past experience, the positive feedback we get from the schools and the teachers, and we will even show them the photos from our past experience. The key to earn the government trust and let them know that we have necessary credential and experience. We also emphasize that we hope to help support the government, so it sounds more like a partnership. This approach allows the government to improve its image and performance, so it sounds more like a win-win situation. We have observed that when the government organizes lecture on their own, they usually do not promote very much and will simply have a sign-up link on their website, which is a passive approach. In contrast, in our partnership, we suggest local government to send official notice directly to all schools and press release to the media. Government official notification and press release is to ensure schools become aware that government committed to this issue, encouraging them to participate more actively. After sharing the information, we will also make phone calls to each school to remind the facility with their sign-up. In this chart, you can clearly see the difference. The blue line represents the Changhua County government initial expectation for the number of school requests we will get, which was around 20, while the red line represents the actual number of lectures conducted by us that year, which is 70 sections in 2021 and 65 sections in 2022. This clearly indicates that a significant demand for animal welfare education in schools. Contrary to the government initial perception, it suggests that the issue lies in how the events are promoted and the registration proceeds. In summary, here are some of the challenges that we faced. First step is always the hardest. We sometimes encourage a lack of government support and an unfavorable attitude. However, be patient as they may not know who we are. We need to be patient and effective in our communication. The government often have misconception that schools do not care about animal welfare or do not do not need relevant resource. It's essential for us to communicate there is a need. There is also a disparity between urban and rural areas. In some areas where we conduct this talk, the local government has no funding to even cover our transportation cost, so we have to cover by ourselves. Students in different cities also have different levels of animal welfare knowledge, so it is important to make sure that information in the talk adjusted to the student in different communication. Lastly, junior and senior high school in Taiwan often focus on entrance exam in the related course, which means they give a lower priority to other topics. When communicating with these schools, it's crucial to emphasize that animal welfare education. It's important that animal is also living beings. And I heard in the morning, there is also this issue in Asia. So we have to be mentioned of this point. Some valuable lesson that we learned. Government do realize that education is the key to bring about the change, and they are willing to cooperate with NGOs a lot more than you think. For example, after our education tour in Penghu, the director of Animal Control Center started telling his co-workers to other counties and cities the importance of public and private partnership. He even recommended us as a valuable partner in educational outreach. Be proactive in approaching the government with partnership proposals. During negotiation, it is recommended to personal call the responsible because you can build connection through the phone call instead just an email. For example, the head of Animal Protection Office in Pingdong, she told me when she received my phone call, she can sense the passion in my voice. So she persuaded her to help us. Finally, it is important to have government issue official notification to schools, which will allow schools to be aware that animal protection is an issue valuable by the government. Some news to share. In 2018, it became law that animal protection material will be incorporated into public school curriculum. This means that any teacher in the school can choose to use this material to teach their students, but it is not mandatory. This came after lobbying from animal welfare group in Taiwan. So we also encourage everyone to advocate for government-driven animal welfare education at the policy level across the Taiwan. When developing the curriculum, the government invited animal welfare organizations in Taiwan, including Taiwan SPCA, to be an advisor. We are invited annually to observe demo class to see how well the information is being taught. This included evaluating whether teachers are fully comprehend the curriculum content and effectively convey it to the student. If any issue arises, they are documented each year and addressed with the teacher. These issues are also reported to the Ministry of Education for record keeping, allowing other teachers to reference them, avoid common mistakes. Overall, a major problem we realized was that teachers did not have a proper knowledge or nor training to animal welfare. Therefore, we worked for several local governments and held 19 seminars targeted at the teacher, equipping them with proper knowledge, hoping that they can be encouraged to teach animal materials to the student. Teacher workshop, we focus on 3 mainly chapters, highlighted in the red. It became a good beginning foundation. For teacher training seminar, we cooperated with local education department rather than animal protection agencies. Okay. Before entertaining these cooperations, We first had to know what teacher was having a hard time with. We are able to do so by attending demo class organized by Ministry of Education. However, this assessment can also be done through survey. This is important because even enthusiastic teacher can make mistake. For example, there is a PE teacher in high school who tells students to throw stone at the guard dog and then run away to be a way to protect themselves. Of course, this is not the correct approach. In such cases, it is important to discuss the matter with the teacher to provide guidance. Again, ask the government to help promotion, such as joint press release, promoting on social media, or most importantly, send official notification to schools. In Taiwan, the government mandates that teachers must undergo periodic training and complete a certain number of hours for professional development hours each year. Cooperating with the government allows us to provide proof for professional development hours to teachers, which can be emphasized during promotions. An important thing to consider, it is use the survey after each lecture. We use Google Form. It will help you to understand whether the teacher have actually learned the information and can use the feedback to make improvement for our next lecture. We asked teacher, which chapter were you most interested in? Some mentioned they learned how to interact with animals and about pet cares. It is so important to provide them with more teaching resources and teaching suggestions. Some of the key challenges that we face. Teachers often lack sufficient knowledge and training in animal welfare concept. This requires us to dedicate time to cover basic knowledge with them. There's an inadequate amount of teacher resource available for teachers to use. Many teachers express their need for more multimedia tools or videos or workshop. As an NGO, we can try to provide as much as we can. Teacher enroll rates were not as high as we hoped for. So we will try way to convince more teachers that animal welfare is a high importance. Some valuable lessons that we learned. Distributing teacher workshop information through the government is more effective because school will see that event is being government recognized and that animal welfare is an important topic. Teachers are always looking for teaching materials and reference. I will always give teachers a list of credible websites and videos to download. You can see at the right. It is important to understand regulation and requirement for teacher development in your country. In Taiwan, teachers are required to complete a set number of training each year. Finally, education event for local communities. The idea to organize community lecture initially arose from the fact that older individuals, from our past experience, tend to have poor understanding on animal welfare. Many improper rearing cases reported to us involve middle-aged to senior people. They are usually active in the community and can help spread the word. Elderly usually have some influence on the household, can prevent children or grandchildren from acquiring a pet too early or on impulse. Reaching out to the elder population can be challenging, but cooperating with the local village chief offers a practical solution. They serve as intermediary between government and community, and their involvement can help greatly. Local village chiefs are elected by community members and are responsible for coordinating various matters and development. They hold a leadership role and are often seen as trust figures within the community. Village chief often organize monthly event and gathering within the community. This event typically attract elder residents who have more flexible schedule and can socialize. This is a great time for outreach. By framing the cooperation as a way to address human-animal conflict, it aligned the problem with local community chiefs about how often to deal with. Human-animal conflict can be complex and can sometimes involve human injury. Having a government support avenue for education and communication can be appealing to proactive village chiefs. Originally, we conduct cold call to village chief to see if we can hold community-based educational event. However, the response was very poor. Many did not know who we are or don't really want to speak to us, or maybe they're just not interested in animal issues. In 2020, we changed course to contact local government and township office, who were mourning on holding events with NGOs. So again, a top-down approach. We let them know that through education, we can find solutions on how to solve the conflict in the community. Focusing on individuals' communities is important, as very often, conflict and problems with stray animals happen on the community level, and local residents can be hostile and unsympathetic towards street animals or have poor pet rearing cases. Some challenge that we faced. Obtaining support from the government and village chief is not easy, but you have to be friendly and firm in your approach. Learning how to have influence and be persuasive during the talk. Providing effective solution to address human-animal conflict. Low participant of elder and community resident through village chief can help greatly. Sorry for that. Some valuable lesson that we learned. Having Animal Protection Authority and local township office notify village chief about the importance of this lecture and is already have the battle win. Village chiefs are more willing to follow orders from local supervisory authorities. When communicating with community residents, it's essential to pay special attention to the tones and the voice. Sometimes we have to be gentle, sometimes we have to be firm. We want to build a close relationship right away. This can only be done by paying attention to the way we speak and the word we use, such as we, us, together, instead of they or them. If they feel targeted, they might shut down the conversation. Elderly individuals may have limited patience or lengthy lecture, so I will keep the lecture during 20 to 30 minutes. You can use slides with lots of photos to show example for improper pet ownership cases. Distributing free gifts after the lecture can be effective. In conclusion, some key takeaway. Cooperating with the government is important and is helpful to reaching more people. Schools, teachers, community leaders will be mourning if the event is held in the partnership with the government. Don't be afraid to reach out to the government for partnership. Phone calls are important. Charm them with your passion and your professionalism. To address different audience, different presentation methods should be used. Animal welfare organization can proactively offer assistance to address the lack of teaching resource and knowledge among teachers. We encourage everyone to lobby for legislation to promote animal welfare education. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you very much, Giles, CEO of Taiwan SPCA.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And now, moving on to our next presentation. Perhaps, is there any questions from the floor first? Any of you, please come forward to the mic. If we have one or two, perhaps. Are we good? All right, I'm sure Giles is around. All right, you can do some networking later. So thank you very much once again, Giles Su of Taiwan SPCA. And moving on next, may we invite on stage Shu Ping Ho from the University of Hong Kong.